get your boobs out, and then this is Kristina.
And my boobs.
Okay, now I'm live.
That's so funny, I just unbuttoned my shirt.
Yeah, because your boobs are part of the show. Okay, so welcome. This is the segment of our weekly radio thing that we do where we're going to talk about other people's problems and their different issues, and I'm just giving my opinion on all of these.
As a therapist.
Yes, as a therapist.
It's called the final word with Fel.
Final word with Fel.
So basically, they either call in with their problem or they write in with their problem. Then a couple people respond.
Yes.
And the professional advice from you.
Yeah. Final word with me for all these different issues.
All right. This I'm calling the bait and switch.
Okay.
Samantha's trying to figure out if she's been baited and switched, which I think everybody has been to some extent. They started dating. He was amazing, affectionate, planning dates, texting her throughout the day, just really present. And now they're a year in and texting's minimal. And he just says, oh, this is who I am once I'm comfortable. And she's like, I don't know what to do with that. So did he kind of deceive her?
Yeah.
Or is that what people all do?
Yes and yes. It's both. People do deceive each other when they start dating because they're trying to put their best foot forward, put on their best face. But it stinks because then you see it 6 months.
You're like, wait, but who are you?
Yeah, because it's 6 months to a year in. This happens all the time. The honeymoon phase or whatever ends, you get comfortable with a person and then you stop putting in that same amount of effort. So I do think it is a bait and switch, but yes, it's also normal. And so can they work through that?
All right, so I want to normalize, I have a phrase for it, bringing the crazy up front. My old morning show partner, he's like, if people did that, no one would ever get into a relationship. And I'm like, fine, don't get into a relationship.
It's true, though.
But you be who you are.
Yeah.
Who you are capable of sustaining being.
Yeah, I completely agree. They're calling it chalant dating, where you're not trying to be nonchalant. You're trying to just put it all out there and not try to appear cool. We've talked about this before. Be more cringe. It's a similar thing.
Yes, but
be yourself.
The texting, that's really annoying. If you're like all into somebody but you can't sustain that, don't do it.
Yeah, if you're not a good texter, I think be really upfront about that. Obviously, you're going to have to text a certain amount to make plans, but if you're not planning on texting a lot throughout your relationship, don't text a lot in the beginning.
Just go in and be like, I'm not a great texter, or I don't like phone calls, or I don't like social media, whatever your thing is.
Yeah, because it really does, it screws with the person when you're then doing it and then you stop and you're like, who am I talking to now?
So you said, before I went on my tirade here, that yes, it is normal to some extent because people are doing that and it sucks, but can you move forward? How would she move forward in this scenario?
I think she needs to just talk to him, and if he was pretending to be somebody, he doesn't need to go back and return to that, but he does need to set the expectations going forward. This is who I am, and then she needs to really look at it and say, okay, well, is there any movement? Can he compromise at all? And if not, then maybe she doesn't want to be with someone like that.
Yeah, my love language is texting.
Right.
My love language is not even texting, it's just responding to me in a reasonable amount of time.
And if he really doesn't think he's capable of that, then she probably shouldn't be with him.
I think it's exactly, we were talking earlier about friendships and when to decide they're not for you anymore.
Yes.
This is the same thing. If this is who you are when you're comfortable, I don't really like you.
Yeah, so you have to be honest about it. You don't need to change who you are to be with someone, but compromise is also normal in relationships.
Yep. All right, so she should talk to him again.
Yes.
Say, could you meet me in the middle? And if he doesn't, then hasta la vista, baby.
Bye.
Love it.
So we'll end each video, but then I'll just keep the live going.
All right. So turn this on. I feel like I'm so pale.
I know, we always look really pale in these lights.
It's the overhead light. Do you think we should turn off the overhead lights?
Maybe we could
It's
try.
behind you.
Oh, that lighting is better.
Because there's the spotlights and then there's the overhead lights. Which ones are the worst? The fluorescents, right? So.
Oh yeah, those ones are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those actually make it seem like we have color in our faces.
And my hair. Oh, nice.
Oh wow, how have we not been doing this whole time? Yeah. We're learning.
All right. So this is about Samantha and Nicole, and they did call in. Samantha is tired of Nicole always being late.
Yeah.
She talked to her about it and no improvement.
Right.
And so she just started lying to her about when things were going down so that she'd get there on time. And it went really well for a while until Nicole found out about it. Now she's mad. Is Nicole right to be upset?
I don't think Nicole is right to be upset because Nicole wasn't showing up on time. Her friend figured out a way to get her to show up on time, and now she's mad that she is tricking her, but like she's still showing up on time. You got your friend to show up on time. Why is the friend upset about it? Is this friend the one who wrote into you?
They both called in.
They both called in together.
They agreed to hash it out on air and put it out to people. Does she have the right to be mad because she was technically deceived?
No, I don't think, because if she showed up on time, no one would have to have deceived her.
You're disrespectful. So Samantha is right, but now the secret's out of the bag.
The secret's out of the bag.
So Nicole shouldn't be mad, and she should start showing up on time and respecting her time.
If you don't want people to trick you, start showing up on time. Is kind of my thought.
It's not just going to be Samantha.
Yes. Okay, I can respond to people between these. Yeah. So, hi, we're doing our advice column on the radio station. If you're still here,
OPPs.
The person who asked. All right, great. OPPs, other people's problems.
And have you ever heard the intro, the cute little
Gonna
intro?
OPP, yeah.
All right. Because I used to call it in other radio stations the sitch. Here's the situation.
Sitch. I like other people's problems.
Yeah, because what's the intro for the sitch?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this is a little bit about like the secret cheeseburger guy. If you remember, there was a guy who was sneaking off to eat cheeseburgers because he had agreed to be on a healthy diet with his wife. This is a little similar. This is Danielle, and she is sneaking off to be a loafer.
So what is a loafer?
So basically, her boyfriend is like, go, go, go all the time.
Right, okay.
And she's like, I need some time to eat bread and watch TV. And so he'll be going out to something with his friends, and she's like, I'm going to something with my friends too, and just will stay home and eat and watch television and relax.
And zone out, yeah.
But lying about it because she feels like she's going to get the judgment. Right. Is it her business what she does in her free time? And so it's okay that she probably shouldn't lie, obviously, but she could just be like, okay, I'll see you later, and not say what she's doing.
Here's my take as a couples therapist. There's something a little bit weird about the fact that she feels like she has to lie to her boyfriend and can't just be like, cool, I'm going to sit home and watch TV. Like the fact that...
Because she feels like he'll be like, come along. Oh, you can't just do that. Come along and do,
Yeah, they need to have a conversation where she's like, you can be go, go, go all the time, but I want to be able to have moments to chill. And if she's feeling a ton of judgment of that from him, to the point where she feels like she has to lie, that seems...
problematic.
A little bit problematic, yeah, for sure.
So how would you say that? You're just like, hey, I see that we are different personalities here a little. I appreciate that about you, but I need to unwind by myself.
Yeah, and if he says something a little it's kind of one of those things where in the moment, if he's saying something judgy, like, oh, you're only going to do that, those are the moments where she can maybe bring it up to him again. She'll have the initial conversation, I'm going to try to loaf around a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And then when he's doing it in the moment,
and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like, oh, that thing you just said there, that kind of comes off a little judgmental to me.
Derogatory.
Because he might not realize that he's doing that.
See, I hate to just... This is my new segment. Is this relationship doomed?
Is this relationship
I think this relationship is doomed.
You do?
Yes,
really?
Because, again, she had to hide it because she felt so judged, and he's that guy.
But did she ever try to bring it to him?
No, but he's that guy. But I never say just drop out without trying.
He could be devastated that she felt that way, though. Yeah. Oh my God, I never wanted to make you feel that way. So we have to see.
We have to give him the benefit of the doubt before we say this relationship is doomed.
Yes. Just try a little bit before you doom the relationship.
Healthy. Yeah. Stop it.
Okay. That was a good one. That was under 3 minutes. Hi, people who are joining. We're talking about other people's problems. For the radio show.
Oh my God. This is me. I'm in Adderall. Okay. All right. This is like really a common thing that I didn't know was going to be common. But Travis works out at a gym. And the other day he noticed that a woman was filming her workout. He's in the background of it. He doesn't want to be in the background of it. But he doesn't want to be whatever the male version of a Karen is.
Oh, he doesn't want to be like, she's filming me.
Yeah, and complain. If he's a Planet Fitness person, does he go to the desk or does he be like, hey, could you aim your camera?
But he's saying lots of people are doing this. It's not just this one person.
Yep.
Yeah, I do feel like I had to go and get releases signed by everybody I wanted to include in all of my videos because I was trying to make an actual documentary. But all of these people filming in public, they're not doing that.
Right.
You could probably make the case that it's illegal if someone really wanted to go through that and be the male Karen. He's at the gym, and if people are doing this he's going to keep running into the issue.
Right.
If people are doing this all the time. So maybe
Is there a nice way to say, hey, I don't want to be in this. Could you move that?
Yeah. I feel like you could totally be like, hey, could you not frame me in your, I don't want to be the background in your video.
What's a nice self-deprecating way to say that? Be like,
I'm not a content creator. I don't want to be.
My hair is looking terrible today. I don't know.
Yeah. You just never know how a stranger's going to respond.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, we need to do it a nice way, because then you're coming up to them and asking them not to do it, and now you become a part of their video asking them not to do it. Like a Karen video.
The thing that Planet Fitness or whatever gym could do is they could make a policy.
Right.
Please don't film people against their will. That seems like it should be a policy in general in places like that. But I know if I was walking around a restaurant filming random people, they wouldn't be okay with that. Right. So why is it different at the gym? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So talk to the desk.
Yeah, talk to the desk,
and
I guess.
See what they want to do.
Be the Karen.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody it was me, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, because
I wouldn't like it either. This is like the one place where I feel like I can look like crap.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to look like crap at the gym.
Especially at Planet Fitness.
And then all these content creators are going to the gym and getting you looking like crap in the background.
Yeah, their hair is done, their makeup's done. Yeah. I'm just a sweater. Right. I'm a sweater.
Yeah, I'm on this guy. And on the topic of being a Karen, just for a second, I do think that this whole meme of being a Karen has stopped people from wanting to advocate for themselves in certain situations because they're afraid of showing up like that. So,
yeah. Okay. So start with the desk, and then if that doesn't work, be self-deprecating, and hopefully they
be nice about it. Be like, I don't want to be in your video.
I don't feel so pretty. Not so pretty.
Yeah, I don't know. What do people think if they're in the background of someone's video at the gym? Do they get upset?
Because I could just see that as content. Look at what this person came up to me and...
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you're not allowed to film people in public. That seems like
that's the rule. Stick to the rules.
Okay, next one.
So this is Nia. She has a friend that cancels plans a lot, and she's not mad about the canceling of the plans because she feels like the friend is depressed. There are other people in the circle of friends have noticed this. It's awkward, though. Can she just go to the friend and be like, hey, we've noticed, and are you okay?
Well, when I read that one, I was thinking she's actually just really concerned about her friend's mental health in this situation. Yeah. For me, I'm thinking I would do that anyway if it were a really close friend. So maybe this is not a super close friend, so she's afraid that she's overstepping her bounds. I think it's always okay to ask someone if they're okay.
Well, I think that you're in the mental health profession, and it's more comfortable to you. But what if they're not? And they're so now I'm just a Debbie Downer, So it's sensitive, more sensitive to other people, I think.
Yeah, I've just noticed you've been bailing a lot recently. I wanted to make sure everything's okay, especially if they know she's just laying at home in her bed and not hanging out with other friends.
Right.
And she might be like, yeah, everything's fine. And then you
have to respect that boundary even if you don't believe it.
You could try to pry. I'm a prior. I pry all the time.
This is why I got into this industry. Both of us. We're we can pry in our own way.
Sometimes people appreciate that, and sometimes they don't. She might not give you anything, but maybe she'll be like, yeah, there actually is something going on. Thanks so much for caring and asking.
Or at least if she's not ready, she can remember, okay, she did ask me.
If you ever need to talk about anything, you could also say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever do, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, good friendship.
But don't guilt her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't guilt her.
Fair enough. Did we already do this PDA one, you and I?
No.
Okay. All right, this is Ashley. She's trying to figure out if she's being insecure. There's something off with her. So boyfriend's great when it's the two of us, affectionate, attentive, solid. But when they're with other people, he barely touches her. Sometimes she feels left out of the conversations, like she's not even there sometimes. So when she brings it up, he just says he's not a big PDA person. And they're not in their 20s, so it's not like he's adjusting to not being cool around his friends. But to her, it doesn't feel like just PDA, it's just distance.
When he's around his friends in particular.
Yeah, so what to do?
Do we know how long they've been together?
A couple years, I think.
A couple years?
Yeah.
Some people are neurodivergent in the way where they suddenly start acting differently in front of their friends and they don't even really realize that they're doing it, or it's just really hard for them to be the same kind of person in one situation as in another. So that might be it, but I think it would be a little bit deeper. He's not bringing her into the conversation. It's one thing to do not be into PDA. I wonder if his friends try to bring her into the conversation. I wonder if she just doesn't vibe at all with his friends. There's all these follow-up questions I have.
Yeah, it sounds like she probably doesn't vibe with the friends at all because you know, that they would be bringing her into the conversation and she might
right.
notice.
Because I'm trying to think about, like, my husband, if he's talking to his friends about video games and magic, I am not going to be in that conversation because they're not going to know what to talk to me about.
So perhaps the answer is don't hang out with him and his friends.
I mean, not that you shouldn't want to hang out with your partner and their friends, but maybe there could be, like, okay, how does he act around her friends?
Yeah, well, that one we're not told. Yeah, but she's not complaining about it.
She should look at that, because can he be really affectionate with her around her own friends, his family? There's other situations I think we need to. Yeah.
Okay, so if he's okay around other people, then perhaps let it go. Or if he's not great around other people too, maybe she could be concessions. Like, okay, I will concede the PDA and I understand that, but could you
include me in the conversation? Yeah, because he might not realize he's doing that, but he does need to try harder, because that's awkward if you're not included in a conversation.
All right, compromise.
Yeah, compromise, yeah. I feel like we should have sometimes the people, like, on the phone
for the follow-up.
So I can ask them their follow-up questions about all of this. I have so many follow-ups all the time.
All right, Megan and Brian, they have 2 kids, 9 and 12. They've never talked seriously about getting a dog, and then one day Brian just got a dog without even telling her and brought it home. The kids instantly fall in love, and she's not thrilled. She feels like that was obviously a decision that should have been agreed upon together first, and she's worried once the excitement wears off for everybody, it's all going to be on her. The question is, it's clear, right, that he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, don't get a dog without talking to your partner about it first, for sure.
Now that it's done, we can't take it back, because we don't do that. We don't take pets back to the shelter. But should more of the responsibility fall to Brian because he made this decision without her?
Absolutely. Brian's walking him in the winter, in the rain. Yeah. Because Brian brought the dog home, and that could end up being a really big resentment if she's then also the
I didn't even agree to this, and I'm out in the snow.
Right. Yeah. You brought the dog home, Brian. It's you. Yeah. That kind of works out for her.
I was going to agree to it later, but now.
And get the kids to be part of the dog care, too, because the kids want the dog, too. So.
Yeah, and that's where she felt once the excitement wore off from the kids that they wouldn't be helping. So when that happens, it's on him.
She can kind of put her hands up and enjoy the dog, but she didn't bring the dog home.
Okay, all right. That is the official word from the couples therapist.
From the couples therapist.
You got to step up, Brian. I love it. Okay.
Ever since my dog died, I've been trying to send Robbie little pictures of dogs that are adoptable, and he's like, no. And
why he just doesn't want them?
We shouldn't have a dog. I'm just impulsive.
All right, so that's all of the OPPs.
Okay, that's the end of the advice column section.